few offenses over your life. How's this one been in terms of difficulty or ease to learn?
I would say I think it's been fun. I think that's the first part. I think for me, I've learned a couple of offenses in my life. Been playing football for a little bit, from high school to college, to Pop Warner. But I think right now it's just been fun. I mean, for me, man, I love the game of football. I love growing my knowledge of the game of football. I love learning from new people, different coaches. For me, man, I think I got taught at a young age from a lot of coaches, man, just to be a sponge and try to take as much information as I can. But learning offense here with Coach Lingering, and it's been great. I think it's been an amazing time.
What's been the most interesting thing about picking up this offense?
I would say the most interesting thing for me is huddling. I don't think I've huddled since Pop Warner. I used to run the wing tee. I think that was like the last time I truly huddled like almost every single play, except when we go like a tempo play and then reading the sideline and then saying the play. So that's probably been just the most interesting part.
What sort of adjustment is it to go under center? Is it really that big of a deal, or did you feel pretty?
Nah, for me, I used to do it a lot. Junior high school growing up, I did a little bit at Clemson. But I mean, all you have to do is just kind of like riding a bike. I mean, you hop on the bike, it's a little bit like it takes like a couple seconds to get used to it. Then it just feels normal after that. But it also just comes with repetition.
What did you feel like you picked up over the summer in your workouts?
I think I felt like I got more comfortable with the receivers, comfortable with the timing, the rhythm of the plays, how different stuff works, how the blocking alignment works, where the one-on-one blocks at, and then just the reads overall. I think the many reps as you get, the more and more reps that you get, I feel like the more comfortable you get. So getting a lot of reps in the summer during OTA, skills and drills, it was good.
Has it felt like every pass, every play you do out here has been parsed? Because it just seems like everything is going to be analyzed in the film room by the coaches.
Oh.
Have you ever gone through that before where everything is being looked at real closely?
Yeah, my whole life. I feel like every single time you step on the field, man. I mean, for me, it's not. I mean, you always have fun out here, but I mean, you watch every single rep. For myself, I watch every single rep, and I feel like that's how you get better. If your coaches aren't coaching you enough on every single rep, from the little details to the fine details, then you have a problem, and that's not where you want to be at. So Coach Boyer, Coach Lingering, and all the other coaches, they do a really good job of coaching not just me, but everyone else on the team. Offensive coach and defensive staff, they all do a really good job of just coaching us on the fine details and making sure that we're getting the best out of their player. So I appreciate them for that.
What's been your relationship with Brian? What have you learned mostly from him?
For me, Coach Lingering is a great guy, man. I love him. I feel like I have a good relationship with Coach Lingering. He's a cool dude, easy to talk to. You can just sit down and talk with him in his office about different stuff, life, football, whatever, etc. But it's been cool, man. He does a really good job explaining the plays for the quarterbacks to help us understand it from a quarterback looking at the play, not just a receiver looking at the play, but he does a really good job. And he has a really good grasp of the offense. So he understands what are the main, the little keys that will help you win, and he does a really good job of that.
To us on the sideline, it looks like you're a lot more comfortable than in the spring. Is it feeling like that? Is what we're seeing what you're feeling?
No, definitely, yeah. No, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable than the springtime. I feel like it's definitely slowed down a little bit. The plays feel a lot more familiar. I see the play, see the signal. I can see it in my head a lot better, visualize the play before it starts. So, yeah, no, it's been good.
So what's left for you to take that next step and feel fully comfortable in this offense by the end of camp?
I think just continue to take it one day at a time. I feel like you can't look too far ahead. Like the biggest thing, like right now, we just got done with practice. Like the main thing on my mind is watch the film, learn, correct it, try not to make the same mistakes twice, and then get ready for the walkthrough tonight. And then after that, regroup my body, get my body ready for tomorrow's practice. So just taking it day by day, one play at a time, especially on the practice field. Like you make a bad throw, just move on to the next play. I feel like I played a lot of football in my life. That the last play doesn't define you as the next one. I feel like it's always that next play mentality. So just taking one play at a time.
You were a few weeks ago. You were drafted in baseball. You have any interest in ever picking up a baseball again, or?
I think, man, it was crazy. I mean, I appreciate the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was an amazing opportunity for me. I mean, I haven't played baseball since my junior year in high school, so it was I really didn't think it was going to happen when they selected me, and I appreciate the Los Angeles Dodgers for taking me. But no, I didn't have any intention of picking up a baseball. And I told them that. For me, man, my main focus right now, they know the same thing, is football. I mean, I came here to Oregon State, be able to play football, and my whole focus right now is Oregon State and this team.
Is that something like in the back of your mind as an option for way down the road if, for whatever reason?
I mean, for me right now, man, I'm not even thinking down the road. I'm just thinking about right now at Oregon State. I'm thinking about tomorrow's practice, today watching film, and just trying to be able to be my best person, best self for this team and for the whole program.
We were just talking to Brian and Jake about the tight end unit. There's a lot of them out there. What do you see out of that unit and the connections you have with those guys?
I think it starts with Coach Wise, man. I think he does a really good job. The tight ends knowing exactly where they need to be at, knowing their job of getting the best out of tight ends. I think he does an unbelievable job doing that. But the tight end group overall, I think there's a lot of great guys. Like you said, there's a lot of bodies, but I think there's a lot of bodies that have a lot of talent. And every single one of those tight ends could go. They do a really good job blocking and also running routes. So it's been really fun to be able to throw to those guys. It's almost like a safety blanket.
A couple fun plays to Silas as well.
Yeah.
What's it like having him out there as a guy you can depend on, to go and get it?
Man, he's a dude with a lot of speed, a lot of playmaking ability, even though he's a little short, but he plays big. I feel like that's a lot of people would say that if they knew Silas as a receiver and watching the field. You guys probably feel the same way. Like, he's not the biggest, but he go out there and plays big, plays fast, and he's a great receiver, so it's been really good.
You talked about just the connection with the wide receivers and just how much that has grown over the summer. Being a transfer, kind of be thrown into it in the spring, thrown into a brand new offense, trying to learn it. Was that really an emphasis for you over the summer while you had that time to kind of prepare, knowing that those connections would help you into fall camp?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like you said, getting the connections. I feel like as a team, not over just the quarterback and receivers, as a team, you got to be able to build a brotherhood, a camaraderie with your team. You got to be able to know each and every one of our players. I think Coach Smith does a good job. We do a little thing called Battle Royale, knowing everybody's name, knowing where they're from. But like you said, I think in the summer that was definitely a main emphasis. Getting those receivers, getting the timing down, not just me, but all the quarterbacks, and understanding the right timing so we come out here and have the best foot forward.
And how would you describe yourself as a leader in this offense on this team?
I think for me, man, right now I just try to lead by example, be vocal when I need to be. But the biggest thing for me, man, I feel like I want to be able to lead by example, be able to be on top of my stuff, be able to be focused and have the right mentality each and every day. So be able to lead by example and be able to push guys here and there when they need it, but just whenever it's called for.
And now that you're settled kind of on this team a little bit more, just what is your favorite part about this team that you wish maybe fans, other people that aren't able to see it like us here, what's your favorite part?
For me, man, I feel like the brotherhood is really tight here, and I love it's almost like a blue-collar mentality here. That's probably the biggest thing I love. Like, man, when I first came in here, that was the first thing I noticed from the coaching staff. I feel like it starts with Coach Smith, but from the coaching staff to the players, like, there's no egos at all, and that was one thing I loved. Like, everyone just came in here, and they're like, man, it's accepted me, but like, at the end of the day, man, we just all come here and work. There's no egos, there's no star player here. It's just everyone just comes in, put a hard hat on, and just comes here and just puts their best foot forward and just works their ass off. So it's been great. I love that part.
And last year in fall camp, there was this sort of vengeance, I feel like, in the air after they had made a bowl game, but they didn't have that victory. But now coming off a season where they were very successful, they're building on that into the spring, into the fall camp. Do you feel like some of the news that has happened off the field, that you feel a sense of like that vengeance coming back? Just how have you really, as a leader on this team, used that news and kind of converted it into maybe a focus or fuel to the fire? How would you describe just the feeling on the team from that news?
I don't think from the news, I don't think for us, man, I think it's an inside-out mentality. I feel like the biggest thing, man, you want to listen to the outside noise. Like, we have no control over what goes on or what's happening outside of what's inside these walls in the facility and inside these gates here at the practice field. For us, I think that was the big thing. We just worry about ourselves. Like, we can't do anything about that, but all we have is today. And we can maximize today. We can either we can waste today. So the biggest thing we're trying to do is just maximize each and every day on the practice field, and I'll take care of the rest.